I don't think he's really considered me reliable.
Yeah.
That's right. Convincing me. That's what Digger said.
And then when she was down there, we got 6.
That's what all I'm seeing.
No, but I'll tell you that tomorrow.
You ready now?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call, it's 5:01, we'll call the meeting to order, please. And commissioners, you were handed a copy of the minutes from our last regular meeting, which was on February the 3rd. We didn't meet in March because there were no things to discuss, no one was here. So do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay. Old business now is in order. 2.1, Joseph Milligan, 115 Cypress Street. And Julia, you'll be speaking. Julia, if you'll go up to the mic, state your name and the address of the property, please. And then, commissioners, we have a packet with everything in there.
Yes, my name is Julia Coleman, and the address is 115 Cypress Street. And we're here to get approval for a fence and driveway.
Okay, tell us what you would like to do. We have the packet here.
Okay,
So,
basically, what we're going to try to achieve is the format that is next door. Dean Dermatology has already completed the same type of driveway that we're looking at, and as well as the fencing that they are using. We're going with the same company, Pro Fence. So that's what we're doing. The driveway, of course, will go down the right side of the house, and then we'll have a kind of the granite pad in the backside, so you can see, you know, with the photos that I took and submitted to you.
Let's start with just the driveway, okay?
Okay.
Since it's a multi-purpose. One question I had based on the photographs that were submitted, at one time you showed what I call the old-timey driveway, where you had 2 paths going down and grass in the middle. Is that now out? Or are you just going to use the gravel like Dermatology has?
We're going to use the gravel. So that's what we have decided to do, is just do the gravel.
So it's not this with the 2 lanes, you know, like they used to have the 2 pads?
Well, we've discussed either way, whether we want to do just 2 lanes and have the grass in the middle, or if we are going to do the solid. We're discussing that with the people that we're going to decide to do the driveway.
Well, my question is, are you saying that if you want to use the gravel either way, and it may be that the gravel is just in 2 lanes?
We've thought about that, but, you know, if aesthetically pleasing is more to do it solid all the way through, we'll do that.
Well, okay, well, we need to know which one
Yeah.
you're going to do to know what we're voting on.
Okay, well, let's just say we're going to do it as the photos are shown.
Well,
Which photo, though?
The photos of it being solid, not the 2, I'm sorry.
Okay, like the first page.
Right,
This
like the
page
first
right here that
page,
shows
yes.
it solid?
Yes.
Okay. Do commissioners understand that?
I do.
Rather than 2 lane, it'll be a solid driveway? Melissa, you understand? Okay. All right, so that's the driveway portion, and then as you go around the back, you'll have another pad in the back for parking.
Correct. There's
Okay.
already a cement pad for parking back there.
Okay.
We're just going to follow, the gravel will follow up to that pad, and then extend further like you are seeing
Okay.
in there.
All right, then let's talk about the fence. There is already, it looks like an existing chain link fence between you and Dermatology, correct?
Correct.
Right, and that's still there?
That is still there. Dean Dermatology put that fencing in.
They put that up? Okay, I didn't know
Correct.
who it belonged to.
Correct. It's
Okay.
their fence.
Are you going to, connect to their fence at that point on the front to continue down in front of your whole house?
Correct.
Or what is the plan?
The plan is to connect to that fence using the same fencing material. It's the same fencing company that they use called Pro Fence.
Okay,
And we will have a gate that will come across the driveway. It'll be, electronically operated. And then it'll run in front of the whole front property of the house. It will run that length. There will also be a gate at the sidewalk so that we have an entrance onto the sidewalk of the house to walk in. And then down the left side of the property will be the chain link to match up to the same chain link that is on the other side as Dean Dermatology. And then at the back where the chain link ends, just where Dean Dermatology's ends, we're going to do a 6-foot privacy fence board.
okay. So the privacy out of the wood will be a 6-foot.
Yes,
Okay, Dean Dermatology's fence is how high?
it's 6 foot. That's why we're.
It is a 6 foot?
Uh-huh. That's why we're following the same pattern that they use so that we don't, differ from that.
Are there guidelines as to how high a fence can be in the front yard?
In the front yard, it's normally 3 feet.
That's what I
Sides
thought.
and rear are 6 or
That's-
7.
That looks,
6
I'm not
foot.
doubting you, but are you saying this fence right
Right.
here?
That's not a 6
There's no
foot.
way
No,
that's
that's,
6
I think that's a 4-foot fence in
Yeah,
front.
that
And
makes
then
more
6
sense.
is the chain link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My question is, when the part that you're matching with the dermatology place, this metal or whatever its material is,
aluminum.
it's gonna be the same height as that?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Totally the same height.
So-
that's
So
more
it's
of a,
uniform.
more of a 4-foot.
Yeah.
And now, one other question on the gate, because you're saying you're gonna be using the same thing that Dermatology did. However, in the first set of plans that you submitted, it's a different type of a gate altogether.
Okay, I did
It
not.
looks like a farm gate.
Yeah, I did not submit those, so.
Okay, so
We
that's that.
changed that plan, and that's why I took a photo of the current
Okay.
gate that we're going to use.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, we're trying to be very uniform with what they have presently.
Okay, so if we're facing your house,
Mm-hmm.
the metal fence will be on the front,
Mm-hmm.
chain link down the side, chain link down this side. Where does the wood begin?
It's at the very back, and I thought
Is it
that
just
I had
across
submitted
the
a
back
plan.
of the property, or does it also come up from the
It goes
sides?
down the sides. It's going to go down the sides and then across the back.
Okay, let me see something.
And I thought I submitted a photo of that corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That's what I'm looking for too. I see the chain link, so it's pretty far back.
Oh, yes.
It's way back, really kind of where the pad begins in the
It's
backyard.
where the pad ends. It's actually beyond where the pad ends. It's
Okay.
probably another 8 feet
Yeah, it's
beyond
way
where
back
the
in the
pad
back.
ends.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure, because I was a little concerned at first when all of a sudden we got 3 different types of fencing going on at one residence, but really you wouldn't be able to see that anyway, because it's set so far back.
Exactly.
Okay, do you have a question, Jared? Looks like you had a question.
Yeah, I'm trying to orient myself. So I'm looking at this photograph here.
Okay.
Okay, you got me? So this wooden fence is gonna be back here?
It's in the back. Yes, the back
Jared, look at
yard.
this one.
That's what I've got.
Yeah.
It's gonna be back
You
here.
see way back there where the chain link fence ends, there is a wooden fence already
There
back
was
there.
a wooden fence
Yeah,
there.
back
There
in
was
there.
always a wooden
Yeah.
fence there. We just, because it had fallen down
Right.
and over the years, we took the wooden fence down.
Okay,
Which way will the finished side of the fence face?
The finished side will face our property on
Your
this side.
property?
so it will look like that from the
Correct.
outside.
Yes, and you won't see that. It will be at the back.
It's gonna be so far back.
It's so
yeah.
far back, nobody will see that.
You can- Yeah, that, whoever backs up to that. Commissioners, do you have any other questions for them, or are we in a complete understanding of what they would like to do? Put in the gravel, solid pad for the driveway? Then they would go with the pro fencing that matches dermatology, the same height, same type fence at the 4-foot level. but then the chain link on both sides of the house will be matching at a 6-foot level. And then when you get way back in the back of the house, it will be a wooden fence.
Correct.
Is that correct? Am I
Correct.
correct, Julia?
And with that same design, it'll have a
Right.
cap on it. It won't be dog-eared on the top.
Right, okay.
I move to
But this is
approve.
not the property, no, this is
No,
just
no,
an
no,
example.
no,
Oh,
it's
okay,
just an
okay.
example, yeah.
Yeah, I move to approve.
I have a motion
I'll
for
second.
approval. Who seconded?
I did.
Okay. Donahoe made the motion, and, I'm
Wilson.
sorry, Wilson seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, you can start the work. You're
Thank
good to
you
go.
very much.
Good luck.
Yep, thank you. Okay, the next, we're in new business now. 3.1, Jimmy W., 600 Front Street. This will be for ratification. There's a little minor, there's some mortar falling out of the side. It's the hall tree that faces Front Street, but on the side, some of the mortar is coming out. And so it's a repair to fix the mortar and do some little touch-up painting there.
I move to ratify.
Okay, it's been moved by Donahoe,
Second.
seconded by Owens. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed? All right. 3.2, Horton and Miley, Reagan and Second Streets. This is for a fence. This is Steve Horton's house, and the Reagan house, it's actually, I mean, the Miley house is actually on Reagan Street, where the properties meet. There was an emergency repair when it fell down. It was falling into the trailer park. So it's already in process. We need approval.
I move to ratify.
Second?
Okay, Donahoe moved and Wilson seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. 3.2, Glenn Weeks, 219 Williams Avenue. And this is the house that's 2 doors down from the new 7 Brew. And they came before and wanted to put in a generator. And the generator sits way down the side where the air conditioning is. You can't see it anywhere. It's way down there. So we just need a ratification for this.
I move to ratify.
Been moved
Second.
by Donahoe, seconded by Owens. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Opposed? And motion passes.
Madam Chair, this is directly behind 7 Brew?
No,
Or
it's
is
the
the
one
house
house
next to it?
between it.
Okay.
One house between it, 3.4, Emily Allen, 831 Second Street. This was for a roof repair, same color, same shingles. All those in favor? Oh, excuse me, there's a motion.
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, Donahoe moved, Robinson seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 3.5, Justin Hawk, 127 Cypress Avenue. This was for painting, and painting the same exact colors. So, and they're up on the board right there. There's a, I think one's a trim, porch, and ceiling. So I
Ceiling
have
is
a
the blue,
motion.
right?
Ceiling is the blue.
This is
I'll
a
offer.
ratification.
Did you have a question, Brian?
No, I just said I'll offer. I just want to make certain the ceiling was the blue.
Yes, yes, okay.
I move to ratify.
Okay, Donahoe moved, Robinson seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Motion carries. 3.6, Simply Chic Boutique. I need you, Paul, if you'll go up to the mic, please, state your name and address.
Name is Paul Spivey. Our business is at 516 Front Street. You want me to go ahead and say?
Just
kinda
tell
we
what you would like to do, yes.
Yep.
uh-huh.
So our application we submitted was the painting renovation for the front trim and the door of the Simply Chic Boutique at that address, and really just looking to match the existing paint. I think with your guidance, whether or not we can do the semi-gloss or a gloss for the outdoor, what the preference is there by the committee.
I do have one question, though. It says here, the trim, though, will change colors based on what we have in our records. Is that correct, Mrs. Rock?
No,
We had-
it's
it was
supposed to
normally
stay the
white.
same, wasn't it?
Yeah, so what do you have for the records? Because we'll do that exact.
Main building color will remain the same. No changes, no other area will be painted. Trim area around the windows and doors will be used Benjamin Moore White Dove.
And that's kind of what I went through online to try to find, but if you have something of your records, we're fine using whatever it
Actually,
shows.
White Dove is a very good color.
Right.
It's not so white that it's in your face white. And you ask as far as gloss, or definitely no flat.
You're
Because
right.
it doesn't last. You need to be able to scrub it and wipe it. So, that really doesn't get much west sun, because the other side of the river gets the west sun as far as going gloss or semi-gloss.
Yeah.
So, of course, gloss is more scrubbable, but it has that super, super high sheen. I would use semi-gloss.
Okay.
I think
And
it
that's
would-
kind of where I was
It would
going
look,
with it.
I think it
but-
looked better.
Okay.
It wouldn't stand out so much. Does the commissioners have any questions for Paul, Mr. Spivey?
I do have one more
Sure.
comment. In coming back and looking, so in that area, there's 6 total stores. You have Simply Chic Boutique, My Use, Magnolia Spa, City Barbershop, Freckled Fox, and the Louisiana Sparks Hall of Fame. And so my understanding, it's all under kind of one
Right, one ownership.
So I do have a concern for my own application is that because some of that trim is connected to adjoining businesses, is there a way to get an approval that when we, because I let the landlord know, hey, I'm going to present, that it could be conditionally approved and to go ahead and have him paint that entire, so it looks like, it doesn't just stop with my painting, it looks
Yeah.
great, but the whole thing looks nice.
You're willing to paint their trim for them, basically, yeah.
Right, right,
As long as it currently is the same color,
same color.
yeah,
I don't see a problem.
I have no problem with that. I don't know if they'll do it.
well, if it is.
Well, I
But you
said,
can
look,
certainly have your
I
own.
was like, it needs to be painted. I've gotten there with a magic eraser and I've gotten, I've gotten after it.
But,
It-
it'll make your little boutique its own.
Right.
And somebody could go next door and paint theirs blue or whatever.
Right.
So each one kind of has its own personality.
Right.
They don't have to always be the same.
I'm fine with it. I just, Front Street's kind of like, I feel like one of Natchitoches' crown jewels. It
Oh, it
needs to
is.
look
It
nice.
really
And
is,
so
yeah.
we want them to come in there. You've got so many people coming through. So
Right.
whether they pay or not, that's regardless. I just was thinking to myself, if there's a conditional approval, in that way, we
Yes.
don't have to wait to have another business come
No,
in.
right, yeah, that would be fine. I don't have a
I
problem with
move to
that.
approve the application.
Before you do it, let me
sorry.
make a comment. So if they decide that they don't want to do it uniformly, if another business moves in or decides that they want to paint it a different color, they will have to come before us to get
Okay.
approval for that different color.
But only if, so this conditional approval is if they maintain the same color. Yes,
Right, right.
I agree.
Right. Okay.
So is that going to be 2 separate motions? One to approve the application and then
Yes,
one
it
for
would
a
have to be,
conditional
because
approval?
one of them is strictly for your,
Okay.
what you applied for. So let's do that first. So who has? who
I
wants-
move to approve the application as presented.
Okay, it's been moved by
Second.
Mr. Donahoe, seconded by Mrs. Robinson. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay,
I'd
that
also
carries.
move to give approval to paint the surrounding trim of the, rest of the building the same color if those owners would like it painted at the same time, as long as it's the same color.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Mr. Donahoe, seconded by Ms. Robinson, that anyone else within that building that's owned by the same proprietor who would like to paint their building could be already automatically approved into the same color that Simply Chic is painting theirs. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, the motion passes.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming, driving down, I appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, 3.8, Justin Norman, you're up.
Wait, we skipped one.
Skip right over.
3.7.
Oh, Robert O'Brien, I'm sorry. I skipped one, but that's okay. Just stay right there, stay right there. 3.7, Robert O'Brien,
He
4.
said that's okay, so go ahead with him. Go ahead
Yeah,
and
just
do
go
it.
ahead with
Okay.
Justin Norman.
All right, go ahead then, Justin, go ahead.
How do you do? My name is Justin Normand. I am a native Natchitoches resident. I live at 240 Jefferson Street and also on 115 Demerzel Street where I grew up, the little greenhouse behind. This is the corner where Jeannie's Country Garden is. Our big house is also on that corner, and you're now looking at a picture of the greenhouse behind. I want to lead by saying the most important thing, which is that we sincerely apologize to our community, to the government, to our neighbors for letting this property get into this condition. There is no excuse, and I'm not making one. The next thing is that I want to say that we are 100% committed to making you all happy with this property. We're doing that now. We've been clearing, we've been working on the yard. We have not begun work on the building because, of course, we require permitting. I'm here to answer your questions.
Would you like to tell us what are you exactly going to do to the structure, to the building?
What we wish to do?
Tell us what you would like to do.
Okay, well, what you're looking at now are a visual aid I put together, basically showing each elevation of the house. The primary damage most anyone would be concerned with is at the top of that, we'll just start on the north there, how's that? The oak tree, as you can see at the top, is growing into the house. And on the other side of the house is a pecan tree similarly. And from what we can tell, they've not damaged the roof. The roof is only 10 years old and in good condition. However, we're going to trim that away, clear the debris from the roof, and make sure it's not impacted. We will power wash the house, which we have done before. That will remove the vines and the algae. We are going to remove the trees and vines that are basically the overgrowth. The yard will be mowed and mowable again.
Okay.
We got this house in 1999, and it was a lot of mowing to do, and we commenced putting in beds with a lot of beautiful plants. Unfortunately, in Natchitoches, if you aren't on top of that all the time, we know that a jungle begins, and it got away from us. We also have a broken window pane downstairs we will be fixing. Moving on to the east elevation below that. This is where it actually is, we understand, this is a danger to the public if anyone were to approach the front door of this house, because termites bit this house last year, bit this, this landing for this front porch. And we had noticed that, and actually I asked for a bid about a month and a half ago. We were unaware, you all were already concerned. But we have a quote for fixing that from an approved contractor, and basically is to demolish and replace this whole landing and stair structure with something identical. It has been replaced, it's been replaced once before, so this is the third iteration. It's been replaced twice.
Okay.
There was the original configuration, then it was rebuilt again. And so it will have to be again. We would like to go back with it just like it is, except that the posts that hold up that overhang are too spindly. They're at 4x4. At some point, one of them is twisted. The other one is actually moved at the bottom a little bit, and it's bowing out. At some point during those rebuilds, that post was replaced from porch level down with 4x4. It had been 6x6, and on the south elevation, we'll see the back landing still has the 6x6. We would like to go back with there because whoever did that, it was ill-advised. It was a contractor my grandmother hired back in the 70s. Okay. And we think it should go back with 6x6, if you all approve that. We also do not know if that siding on the bottom left is going to be salvageable to be able to go back around 6x6 with those. But if not, they will be used to patch other holes and so forth. If we did not go back with vinyl there, like you see at the lower left, on the wraparound for the landing, we would instead go back with the original clapboard, which was the original appearance of the house, but painted to match.
Okay.
And so that is, today we have put caution tape around and a keep out sign around that structure so no one approaches the front door of that house.
Okay.
No one can enter the stairs.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, south elevation?
Pardon?
Moving on to the south. The south. The
elevation,
south.
south side.
The next page.
Next page.
I did not understand what this lady said.
The south side.
Oh, the
Yes.
next, yes, okay, the next pictures we're going to are for the south elevation. And you can see we have, I understand that we have junk showing from inside the house. We're gonna clean all that up. We have some curtains, perfectly good curtains we could hang up and haven't done so. We're gonna do that, and there are appliances showing through the downstairs windows toward Demonstrator Street. Again, we're gonna hang curtains, and that will not be that way. Either hang curtains, take down blinds, whatever we have to do so that nothing shows, nothing detractive shows from inside the house, and it will show a neat appearance.
Okay.
In the upper right, you can see this is one of the things we wish to change about the house. We do not wish to put all of this vinyl soffits back up because they've been nothing but trouble since they were put there in 1978. The squirrels move in behind them and push them down and destroy them, and then we have to have them put back over and over and over again. And we can put them back this time, and they're gonna be back down again. And what we would like to do is at the upper right, you can see one of the big cavities where the thing is completely fallen down. Well, what's up under that is the original thing, and it's hardware cloth over, ventilation for the attic. It's all perfectly intact. It was not removed or demolished by Mr. Island with Island siding back in the 70s when he put that on there. We wish to just remove those soffits, and it'll actually look like it did originally. Ultimately, in the long term, we wish to just remove all the vinyl from the house and take it back to what it looked like when it was built. That's a bit more than we can take on right now. But we do wish to not put the soffits back on. If you all disagree and want those vinyl soffits repaired or put back, then that is what we are going to do and we're prepared
That's
to do.
not necessary.
We're just expressing our preference.
No.
And then the lower right just shows some of the actually wine bottles for a bottle of garden we were collecting, and that was rubbish is what it is. It's rubbish. And it's, by the way, it's now all in the dump. I have wonderful pictures on my phone I could show you of how we have cleared it all completely away today. The complete south face of the house is free of vines, vegetation, rubbish, garbage, everything except we do have about 8 squares of shingles still stored under the stairs just because we haven't carried them back inside. I had to get dressed to come here.
Okay. All right. Well, that
Okay.
sounds great.
Well, I will move to approve the application.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved.
Okay, moving on.
No,
Mo-
we moved to approve it.
Approve your application.
We have approved it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting ready to vote. Okay, it's been,
Well, thank you.
I have a
I would've
motion
just
by
gone
Mr.
on all night.
Donahoe, a second
Thank
by
you all very much.
Robinson to
You-
approve the application. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? It's approved.
Thank you.
You're good to go.
We appreciate your time, and I will reiterate my apology to you all for wasting your time with this nonsense.
No, we
it's
thank you
nonsense
for-
that you all have to do this because we should have taken care of our business, but that's what we're doing now. Thank you very much.
We thank you.
Have a blessed evening.
You too, thank you.
I'm so sorry, Mr. O'Brien. Now we'll go back to 3.7, Robert O'Brien, 417 Jefferson Street. And this is the house across, well, right next door to the old library.
I want to give you this,
Okay,
because the color that they sent to me is wrong.
oh, okay. Who sent to you?
Sherwin-Williams.
Oh, okay, so it's comfort
And
gray?
it was not available here until I had it sent in.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this is the proper color.
I mean,
Okay.
they're just showing.
And I'll give that to Mrs. Rock, thank you.
Okay.
You can just give it to Mrs. Rock, and she'll put it there. And then if you'll just go to the microphone, please, state your name and the address of the property, and tell us what you would like to do.
Okay. My name is Robert O'Brien. The property is 417 Jefferson Street, and we are in the process of trying to get the house painted and corrected, brought up to standard, which it desperately needs.
Okay, it looks like in the corners of the houses where the soffits meet, that you need to replace some wood that's rotted.
Yes, what's actually happened, and we went over this the first time, what's actually happened is there's strips of lead that are on the asbestos roof. And over time, that lead does in fact interact with the asbestos and the wood and eat at it. What's actually happened up there is it is eaten back, and we have a replacement set in place to go in when the house is painted. That's a pre-made piece that will slip in now and fix the hole that's there.
Right,
Currently, it just makes a long shot into the lawn. So that's what's happening right now. The painter will actually do the replacement. The roof will actually have a roofer that, at that time, will make sure that that lead strip does come all the way down.
Fits in there like it's supposed to.
Right.
Okay, all right. And so that's really all you're going to do is just fix some minor repairs like that and then repaint all of the trim work?
Right.
Okay, and according, the trim work is just white, high reflective white, which Mrs. Rock has the sample. And then the concrete at the bottom of the windows, I don't know if that shows on there, Steve, if there's a window, but there is a little piece of concrete, and that's going to be in the comfort gray, which is also, you can see it where the windows are, that little piece of concrete. It's kind of a concrete color, the comfort gray, to tie that back in and freshen that up. Is that correct, what you would like to do?
We did. We looked at using the stain, and the problem with it is the original concrete has such marks from flower pots and things like that, that the stain did not, in the prep area, the stain did not take evenly. So what we looked at again was going back to a paint. And so that's where we came up with the comfort gray.
Okay, and if you want to look at that, if you haven't, just hold that up, Chantrell, please. It's just a very light, if you commissioners want to look, just very, very light gray, kind of a gray.
And very close to what the stain would have looked like.
Right. And that's all that you've come to ask for today?
Correct.
Okay. Commissioners, do y'all have any questions for Mr. O'Brien? Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay, it's been moved by Mrs. Robinson,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Wilson. All those in favor say aye. 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 Those opposed? Motion carries, so you can get to work.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, appreciate it. All right, the last one is 3.9, the City of Natchitoches. And Chantrell is going to explain this to us.
They've been here previously.
So 852 Second Street is in the historic district, and we have completed a property maintenance report on this property. And the repairs on this house will be significant. The back end of the house is just about completely gone. We've gone inside the interior of the house, and it's fallen in. And if any kid or, children are around here, they like to go in places, they would easily find themselves in danger in this house. So we're asking for permission, since it is an historic district, that we recommend that it is condemned.
What's the history of this house?
Let me see.
It's owned by Paul Solomon. It hasn't been rented in quite some time.
Let's see. That's what I'm looking for.
She
Let's
has
see what it says
inventory.
here.
Isn't the guy that owned it, isn't he deceased?
He's not deceased.
He's not deceased?
No, I've talked with his wife. He's very ill.
Okay,
very
let's
ill.
see. The circa of this house, sadly, is 1855.
That was, I was worried about looking at it.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about this once before, and it's such a bad, deplorable condition, but he's not willing to do anything to it.
And the thing about it is the back half of that house is not the original part of this house. It was actually added on. I'm not sure when they did the addition, but the part that they added on is what's actually falling in.
Do you expect, what are you anticipating the reaction to be? Do you think when y'all move to demolish it, that they're gonna come in and try to do the repairs at that point?
No, we've sent out notices, they have contacted us, and they claim that they paid someone a certain amount of money to do repairs. But the amount of money that they claim to have paid will not touch, it wouldn't even repair the porch.
You said 1850?
852 second.
1855
Oh,
is the, I mean, I hate to see this.
Me too.
And that's unfortunate, and that's what happens when the properties get into hands where people, they're elderly, they don't want to repair it, they don't have the money to repair it, and it just goes into disarray. And then we're left with nothing, but we cannot force an individual to fix their property unless we've done what we've done before, just like with the gentleman that was still, just left, Mr. Justin, and they're fixing their property. So,
Would you consider selling it?
That's what I would marry, you'd love one.
even if they was to sell this property, they would have to spend a fortune to fix this. I mean, like I said, the foundation is gone.
Oh, is it?
it's the whole thing, the shifting,
Yeah,
the
the whole thing
foundation's
is,
all
Sinking in
cracked
the
open.
middle.
Yeah, it's falling in inside.
It's such a shame.
It's a property that really has been neglected to the point now that it's really not salvageable.
right,
I mean, you'd sell it for the value of the land, and that's all you would
And
get
that's
for
it.
it. And then you'd spend twice that to repair it,
right.
what it's worth to repair. So commissioners,
Is that just north of here? I'm trying to count.
Yes.
Is it 800
It's right
north?
next to that blue house, that Cabot blue house.
Right, I'm seeing that, yes, ma'am,
It's
okay.
right next door to that.
I just hate to see a house that old get torn down.
I know,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you would've looked at my parents' house in 1979, it was as bad as this, and and they just bought it and redid it,
I mean, it can be, if someone's willing to do that.
Someone has the money to do it.
But if they're not willing to sell it, and who is going to purchase it and put that kind of money back into it in a
I
small
mean,
house like that?
even if we were to say we'll board it up and paint the boards white, having our guys to go in and try to board that up it's
It's a hazard.
It's a hazard.
very
Oh,
much so.
I see the porch, it looks terrible.
Is that vinyl siding on there?
Yes, it's been covered up. There was originally wood, but it's been covered up with vinyl siding.
All right, so can you walk me through the process? We approve the demolition of this, and then at that point, the city will move to condemn it?
Yes, we'll take it before city council, recommending that it's condemned first. Then from the we'll introduce it for condemnation, we'll lay it over for 30 days. We'll reach back out to the owners again and say, hey, we've gone to HDC. They're saying that, yes, we can move forward with the condemnation. We're introducing it to city council to let them know that this is the process that we need to take place. You still have 30 days. What can you do for me in 30 days? And then at that point, if we reach the 30-day mark, we condemn it. We still won't automatically demolish the structure. We still have time to go before we do that. But the building is listed as being condemned from a city standpoint to cover us, just in case if something does happen, the city will say, yeah, we know the house was condemned, we've slated it to be condemned, and then we'll wait to see what happens.
And nobody's living in it?
No,
What if they decide to sell it when you go to them and they say, well, we think we have a buyer for it?
even if they sell it, in order for it to come out of the condemnation status, they would have to pull permits, they'll have to show me plans
Right.
on what they're planning to, how they're planning to repair
It
it.
can be saved out of condemnation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping, somebody with enough money can go in and save it, because 1855, we don't have very many structures left from 1855.
Right.
But we can't let it sit there and rot. And it's also not fair to the neighbors either.
That's true.
So there's nobody living up, there's an air conditioning in that second-story window.
It's just been sitting
They
there.
have more than one air conditioner, I
Oh,
think.
really? And there's electric boxes out on the side, but nobody's living there.
No, you can't live there.
Yeah, it's uninhabitable.
That's right. Is this also I'm just trying to get my bearings together on it. Is this the house where there was like a portable carport type thing?
No, not on this
It's
one.
not. This car,
There's a car that's parked on the side. That car has been there for years. And actually, a tree has fallen in it since our last little storm. a tree has fallen in it and has knocked out the front window.
Who is your contact that you talk with?
Paul Solomon's wife.
How old are these people?
I'm
Oh, it's a
not-
trust,
Yeah.
Trust owns it.
so they don't even live in Natchitoches. Oh,
No.
gosh.
Well, now, someone does with a mailing address on Second Street, right, as I'm seeing?
That's the house. the
That's just
additional
where the house.
I thought there was a mailing address
Yeah.
and the site address.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
different,
that's
right?
right. There
You
is.
have the
According to
223
this,
Swanee
One's in the
Street.
700
That's,
block.
that's a city.
The city, okay.
Oh,
Of
it's
Apple
the
They're the-
city's-
they're the
they're
applicant.
Okay.
But there,
There
the
is a-
trust receives mail at 223 Swanee Street.
Right.
Right, in the upper area, I'm looking at the mailing address of owner. Now, is that not the same one that had come before us once before
No,
about a
it's not.
property on Third Street?
No. Well, yes, there was a property on Third Street,
But
but they
the
have the
same
daycare
person?
center.
Right, because this would be right behind, I'm just trying to calculate.
It's
but
the
this would be
daycare
right
center that's
behind.
right across the street from the old People's Food Warehouse.
And this property would be behind here?
Yes.
Right, I'm just trying to calculate an 800,
It is
700.
behind it.
Okay, so, but there's no correlation?
Well, I
Because
mean,
this-
as far as the same owners, yes.
Okay, I thought the same name.
All right, commissioners, it's up to y'all whether we condemn the property or not. And our options, if we don't, it just sits there and goes to further disrepair. Whereas at this point, if we do condemn it, then the property owners are at least notified. They have the options, which can be also said, consider selling this property, you know, put it up for sale, see if there's somebody who would buy it before it does have to be demolished.
I move to
But at
approve.
this point, we're not doing anything if we just sit here.
I move to approve the application.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Donahoe, seconded by Dr. Owens, that we approve the city's request to condemn the structure at 852 Second Street, and that it follows the process according to law. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that's passed, so you can take it to the city council. But when you do talk to the Solomon family, suggest that you please, would you consider selling the house to someone who might could save it? And then get a realtor and try to sell it. That sort of thing.
I mean, even if they sell it for $5,000.
Exactly, you know, someone might come in and do something with it then.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other new business to come before the commission?
No, ma'am.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, it's in a second.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to adjourn. All those